Well, I think, a guy like Jerry's got such a body of work that, there's plenty of success that he's had that you can reference. If it was, a string of 12 games where he had a couple drops, you'd have a concern. But I think, Jerry knows what he's capable of. We know what he's capable of. And it's, you got to learn from it and put it behind you and, play with confidence.
When you're aiding Sean and when you guys are kind of working on the play calling, if a player has a drop, is there ever a thought of, okay, let's get the ball back in his hands as soon as possible?
I think at times, it just depends on how the game's going and the plays you have on your call sheet. But, Jerry's a guy that we trust, and so it's not something that hurts your confidence in him, and you just keep rolling, and I think you just call the game like you were planning on.
How'd you guys adjust last week with Quinn?
I thought Luke did a really good job. I think we've got really good depth at the offensive line, and so there's comfort when you lose a guy. Obviously Quinn's such a special player. There's certain things you miss, but Quinn was more than functional. He played really well, so I don't think we really missed a beat.
What have you seen from Luke on the practice field so far that's contributed to his development?
Luke, just smart, hard work, and all the traits you're looking for in a young offensive lineman. It's probably a position in the NFL that development can happen faster and more so than other positions. I mean, every position you want to develop, but offensive line is just such a, it's the weight room, it's the technique. There's so many things that go into it, and, just the way that our O-line coaches, Zach and Austin, work with those guys, and he's just got the perfect attitude to have that development.
You were a couple years in Detroit. Right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, you knew what it was like there. And
yeah.
It was a tough road to hold there.
Yeah.
For many years. What have you seen?
Observing. Yeah, I know Dan very well. And we were. His office was right next to mine in New Orleans for 5 years, so you can just see, what you see from him in the press conferences, and that toughness and grit and sense of humor. I mean, that's who he is all the time, and so you can see that this team has really taken his personality on, the toughness, the grit. They probably all like books with a lot of pictures in them, like Dan. So I'm kidding. No, I love Dan. So yeah, but. No, I mean, I had no doubt that he was going to have that attitude, that toughness, and that was what this team was going to become. And you can see it. They're tough. I mean, they had a year and a half where, it was a struggle, and, he never blinked, and they've turned it around, and they're one of the better teams in the NFL. It's a credit to Dan and that coaching staff and those players.
At this point, are you expecting these kind of catches from Courtland Sutton every week?
I think he's proven that that's who he is, and I think, he had a major injury, and I think, when I watched the film last year, I thought I was seeing a good player, and then you referenced the 2019 season, and I think his health and confidence has come where, he's one of those special receivers that, He's a good route runner. He gets open, but, the quarterbacks look at him. They're like, even when he's covered, he's open because of his body control and his catching radius. And, he's a quarterback's best friend. And I think that's who he is. And he's been proving it all year. And, we expect it to keep happening.
How important was it for Lucas Kroll to get that first reaction?
It was huge, yeah. You could see how excited he was. And, he's like that all the time. He's one of those attitude players that's, he's excited when he makes a catch. He's excited when other people make a catch. So, that was good. I think we see big things coming from him.